Well, I've got somebody real special in here that I'm anxious to talk to and have you listen to. And our special guest is national recording artist Tony Furtado, who is with us. Let's see if we got you all with headphones. Coco, you got him in good shape here, too, and yourself?
I'm feeling pretty good over here.
Let me make sure I got these on. Yeah. Can we hear you okay?
Yeah, you got me?
Yeah, I got you in my headphones here too, Tony. Hey, welcome to KSVR, KSVU, and KSJU here in Skagit Valley. We're just thrilled to have you. First of all, I want to let our listeners know that you will be playing tonight at Conway Muse.
Yeah, with my band.
That's great. And that will be at 8 o'clock on the Starlight Stage, and I believe the tickets are $15 to get in.
Yep.
And then we also want to talk about, too, that you've got a brand new CD that is just fantastic. I have listened to it many, many times, called The Bell, and that's on your own label.
On my own little label. It was time.
You were ready to make a move, weren't you?
It's my 17th release, and it was just I'd put too many albums on other people's labels, and
that's great.
Yeah,
that's great. And it's called You Say Furtado.
You Say Furtado Records.
That's good. I like that.
I am a mogul or something
with an entourage too. That's great.
Myself and I.
Yeah, and just before that, I know you had an EP out called Copper and Tin that came right before that.
Right before it, exactly.
Right. And that's an excellent EP as
well.
Thank
you.
I looked over your bio here real quick, and although you and I talked about the fact that I last saw you a couple years ago when you were the headliner for the folk festival in Tucson.
Yeah.
And I was on another radio station down there for almost 10 years, and put on a great show down there, but we were talking about it's just hot all the time down there, unfortunately. Yeah. But, of course, you're originally from Pleasanton, California, and that gets really warm in the East Bay.
It gets toasty in the summer. I mean, for the most part, though, you know, it mimics a little bit of San Francisco sometimes. Yep. You know, you get nice foggy days sometimes, and that's why I ended up in Portland. It's just,
don't blame you a bit. I lived in Danville for several years, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, one of the things that I noticed on here was that you play quite a bit at the Telluride Bluegrass Festival.
I did. It's been a while since I've been there, but I did for a while.
I just wondered, did you ever do a little picking with Sam Bush? Well,
sure. I don't know if I did at that festival, but I have over the years here and there, you know.
He's an amazing.
Oh yeah, great guy too.
Player, that's for
yeah,
sure.
He is.
That's great. I also wanted to ask you about one other thing. When I was reading in this, what is a cello banjo?
Oh, it's sitting right behind me.
Good. But I had never heard that term before, cello banjo.
Well, you know, some people call it a banjo cello. Have you heard of that?
No,
I'm just kidding.
Good one, thank you.
My bass player likes to call it the manjo, just because it's an octave lower than how I tune my regular banjo. It's got big fixed strings on it, like classical guitar strings.
Right.
And you'll hear when I pick it up. It's pretty thumpy.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. What would you like to do first? I see you got your guitar out first.
Yeah, you know, why don't I'll do a song that I put on that Copper and Tin thing.
That sounds great.
This is it's an old Scottish folk song that I learned for a gig that I played a few years back with a buddy of mine, Scott Law. We were asked to do a Jerry Garcia memorial set. And even though I grew up in the Bay Area, I didn't grow up listening to the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
Not at all. And so I went online to research what I should do as my part of the set, and nearly drowned in a sea of bootlegs. So
that's great.
But I ran across this song a few times and did some research. Found versions of it by Joan Baez and Simon and Garfunkel, and you know, it's a cool song. It's called Peggy O.
Thanks, Tony.
As we rode out to Venerio, as we rode out to Venerio, the captain fell in love with a lady like a dove, and called her by name, Pretty Peggy-O. And will you marry me, Pretty Peggy-O? And will you marry me, Pretty Peggy-O? If you would marry me, I'll set your city free, free all the people in the area. Well, I'd marry you, sweet William O. And I'd marry you, sweet William O. I'd marry you, but your guineas are too few. I fear my mama would be angry, oh. What would your mama think, Pretty Peggy-O? What would your mama think, Pretty Peggy-O? What would your mama think when she heard my guineas clink? Saw me marching at the head of my soldiers, oh. If ever I return, Pretty Peggy-O, if ever I return, Pretty Peggy-O, if ever I return, your city I will burn and destroy all the people in the area. Come stepping down the stairs, Pretty Peggy-O. Come stepping down the stairs, Pretty Peggy-O. Come stepping down the stairs, let down your yellow hair, and bid your last farewell to William O. Sweet William is dead, Pretty Peggy-O. Sweet William is dead, Pretty Peggy-O. Sweet William is dead, he died for a maid, and he lies in the Louisiana country, oh. As we rode out to Venerio, as we rode out to Venerio, the captain fell in love with a lady like a dove. I called her by name, Pretty Peggy-O.
Thank you so much, Tony. That is beautiful. You know, I mentioned to you earlier in our conversation before we went on the air that your voice has matured so much, and as good as it is on this new CD, which it immediately jumped out at me, listening to you here in the studio live, it's just amazing instrument.
Aw.
It's as nice as your guitar or your banjo.
Thanks,
Either one,
man.
it really
I appreciate
is.
that.
And speaking of your guitar, I'll give you the address for the check. Let's mention too again that Tony Furtado will be playing tonight at 8:00 p.m. on the Starlight Stage at Conway Muse in Mount Vernon, Washington, and tickets are $15, and I see that you've got Sam Howard and Anders Bergstrom with you tonight
Exactly.
too, don't you?
Yeah.
Sam playing bass and Anders on the drums. That sounds
Exactly.
great.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed that in reading across your bio, besides Sam Bush, another guy's name that jumped out at me was that you had toured with Derek Trucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a nice guy he really
he's
is.
sweet. Yeah,
I
definitely.
interviewed him and his wife Susan Tedeschi about 2 years ago, and I came out of that thinking to myself, those were two of the nicest people I ever met in my life. They were and not to mention amazingly talented.
Totally. I've gotten to work with both of them. It's been a while, but I did a bunch of tours with Derek, and I did a short run with Susan, and just sweethearts.
Yeah. And this tiny little girl, and you just jump back when she belts out her songs on the air. It's just absolutely amazing. You were mentioning to me also earlier that this is the first CD that you have done on your own label.
Exactly.
And also full creative control.
Yeah, and that was just so nice. I mean, I kind of basically did on my very first album back in 91, 90, something like that, but I hired a producer for that, and this time it was pretty much all in, the ball was in my court, you know.
It's great.
I was able to take the time, feel comfortable with what I was putting down, listen for what I thought needed to be added. If I thought something needed to be remixed, then, you know what? It was my call. I could do it. And so I got it to sound the way I wanted it to.
Well, and you've added in, I keep, the more I listen to it, and there are 13 songs on this particular new CD called The Bell, and I keep thinking, which one of them do I like the best? And the more I listen to it, the more. First, it was Low Road, and then Ashes of a Man kind of just jumped out at me. And then what you did there that I really liked so well was that you added that trumpet in. You know, amazing.
Is there trumpet on that? Oh, there is, of course. You know what? It's a couple of horns actually. Now that I think about it,
that's great.
It took me a second. I haven't listened to the album for a while, but I remember that. Yeah, we had a nice horn section, and that just kind of really made the vibe.
It did.
Yeah.
I mean, when more you listen to that song, and then of course you listen to the words of it as well, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful song, and I loved Astoria for instrumental, which I thought. But like I said, the more I listen to it, the more I just keep thinking, oh, you know, maybe I like that one just a little bit better. but they're all great, and we hope that people that are listening, especially here in the local Skagit Valley, will go out tonight to see Tony and his band at Conway Muse at 8:00 on the Starlight Stage. Can you do another song for us? I see you got that banjo cello or cello banjo
or manjo.
Manjo.
Yeah,
sounds great. Thanks.
It's a bit more of a thumpy sound, as you can see. And this song, I'm going to do the title track from The Bell. Well, it's kind of the title track. This is called Broken Bell, and it's essentially me just growling and grumbling and shaking my fist at some shadowy figures in the music business that I don't really need to do business with anymore. So here you go. This is called Broken Bell. Tolling laws cracked my shell. Don't waste your hammer on a broken bell. A broken bell, a broken bell. Don't waste your hammer on a broken bell. Shadows rise when they hear the call. Shine the light and you watch them fall. You watch them fall with the coming day. Shine the light and they fade away. Well, I let you in to see inside. You will never change my mind. You will never change my mind. You cut your lies with a rusty tongue, and you built your house with the deed you done. The deed you done got a ringing sound. Deed you done gonna tear you down. Well, I let you in, see inside. You will never change my mind. You will never change my mind. Four to one, copper and tin for a shiny skin. A shiny skin, shimmering new, copper and tin to ring here true. Tolling laws, correct my shell, don't waste your hammer on a broken bell. A broken bell, don't waste your hammer on a broken bell. Well, I let you in to see inside. You will never change my mind. You will never change my mind.
That's beautiful, Tony. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure.
That's from Tony Furtado's brand new CD called The Bell, and that's called The Broken Bell. Oops. And want to let everyone know that Tony has a brand new CD that he's promoting right now. And in addition, he will be playing tonight at Conway Muse on the Starlight stage at 8 o'clock p.m. So I hope that many of our local listeners here will be able to get down and take a look. He's also accompanied by his band, Sam Howard on the bass and Anders Bergstrom on drums.
And they're quite awesome,
they're
both of those
good,
guys.
Huh?
Yeah, they're fun to play with.
You know, one other thing I wanted to tell you, ask you just on the way out, I knew that you had won the National Banjo Championship in Winfield, Kansas a couple of times, but I had forgotten that you got your start with Laurie Lewis.
Yeah.
I read that in a bio and I went, oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, I was in college for about a year and a half, maybe not even that, when I approached Laurie. It was right after I won the national contest, and I was thinking, I was kind of all full of myself, ready for the road. I was like, all right, here I come. So I approached Laurie and I got the job. I was pretty green. I was 20. Hit the road with her, and that was 28 years ago.
Yeah, that cello banjo does sound just a bit lower, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's not your Flat and Scruggs banjo by any means.
No, it was given to me, in fact, by a Facebook fan who she had bought it for herself to learn how to play the banjo on. And you don't learn how to play the banjo on that thing.
No.
It's a monster.
Yeah. But that was a nice gift, though, wasn't it?
Oh, it was sweet, because I wasn't even thinking about getting one, but then I sat down with it and I wrote half the album with it.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. That wasn't you on the dobro, was it? That was on that on the new CD.
It would have been me.
It was you on the dobro.
Well, it's basically just a resophonic guitar that
right.
I turn. I don't play it sideways. I can't do that.
Is that like a National, or is it actually a dobro?
The one I have is actually made by a guy named Kent Viles in Colorado, and it's Castle Creek Guitars, and it's a steel-bodied guitar.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
okay.
Steel-bodied, kind of a wacky guitar. It's even got a Bixby whammy bar on it.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's cool.
I've never seen one like that.
It's the only one that has that.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, you did a great job, because I kept thinking, man, this dobro really adds a lot to this song, that I was listening to there.
Well, thanks.
Well, can you do one more for us before we
sure.
close out? And let me be sure and tell everybody, remind them, Tony Furtado, our national recording artist here, with us in the studios at KSVR, KSVU, KSJU, all in Skagit County. And Tony will be playing tonight at Conway Muse at 8 o'clock on the Starlight stage. New CD is called The Bell, and just prior to that, he had an EP called Copper and Tin. I've listened to both of them. They are fantastic. Tony, we can't thank you enough for stopping by the studio today. This has been a pleasure, because I was looking forward to meeting you, and thanks for responding so quickly.
Hey,
and
thanks. I was wondering if there was radio around here, actually. Now I have found out. All these times coming through here, I just didn't know.
Well, when I moved to Bellingham last October, I was starting to wonder the same thing.
Yeah, right?
It really was. But the GM here is a really nice guy.
Nice.
And has finally put us into where we're simulcasting on all three. So now we're hoping to build not only the audience, but build membership, because this is community radio.
Yeah,
for sure.
I like your mix that you were doing too. I was listening coming in
thank you.
too. Yeah,
thank you
really
very
cool.
much. I appreciate that.
Especially
I really
fond
do.
of that Tom Waits track.
Oh,
I have that album.
Yeah.
I love that album.
Yeah. Orphans. That's a good album, isn't it? That's for sure. Well, what are you going to take us out with?
I'm going to do one you mentioned. This is a song that I wrote for my dad after he passed away. It's called Ashes of a Man.
Thank you.
Here I go again, sifting through ashes of what you were, a man that I knew, strong as the earth with a gentleman's curves. You're left like the wind disappears in the night, with no one to say and nothing to fight. They say I've got your eyes in the way of your hands. All that remains are the ashes of a man. Pieces of you that just wasn't burned when we said goodbye. The sound of your voice, like the fire in your heart and the love in your eye. You're left like the wind disappears in the night, with no one to save and nothing to fight. They say I've got your eyes in the way of your hands. All that remains are the ashes of a man. the wind disappears in the night, with no one to save and nothing to fight. They say I've got your eyes and the wave of your hands. All that remains are the ashes of a man. They say I've got your eyes and the wave of your hands. All that remains, all that remains, all that remains are the ashes of a man.
Well, now I know which one is the favorite on that album. That is so beautiful, Tony.
Thanks,
it really is. And this, I don't mean to get personal, but this does relate a lot to the passing of your father here not too long ago.
Totally, exactly.
And, as I understand, the birth of a son, too.
Yeah. Whole bunch of
a whole bunch of stuff
in
coming
a
on,
short
that's for
time
sure.
span.
Well, we sure hope you have a great crowd tonight and a good time at Conway Muse, 8 o'clock at the Starlight Lounge.
Thanks,
Got somebody, I don't know whether you know, coming in next Friday, a new up-and-coming Americana artist, Hillary Scott. Have you met her yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, she's got a terrific new album out. I'm real excited about meeting her, and she's going to be at Conway Muse as well. Well, we'll let you get going. I'll stick some music on here from the new album by David Nail called I'm a Fire, and this particular cut I'll have to look over is called Burnin' Bed. Thanks again, Tony.
You bet.